But hey, Harden, I gotta criticize you here, man. So Shaq came out on TNT's NBA show, and he pretty much said, "Yeah, James, you talk about all that, how you love the city and all that stuff, but you didn't get the job done." Shaq's qualified to say that. I'm so happy Shaq is on TV because he is one of a few people who is qualified to call out star players for not playing up to the standard of a superstar player. And sometimes with the big men, he goes too hard on them, but it is what it is. So he calls out Harden for not giving his all to Houston. And I'm not going to speak on Harden's effort. I'm just going to speak on the result. What he did wasn't enough. But then James has this response. We do all this talking about uplifting the next African-American athlete / male. And some of these ex-NBA players use national TV or their own, wrong there, James, come on, be better than that, on social media to do the opposite. I see it. I just say to myself, the real never lose. Salute to D-Wade for being solid. And D-Wade said, let's talk about this narrative. James Harden looks happy and there's no price tag for that feeling. Could he have handled things better? Yes. But couldn't we all? I'm happy for this black man. I love the race conversation. I love to talk about race. And if you know me, you know I'm going to talk about race all the time on this podcast when it is appropriate. When I can advance the race conversation, I'm going to talk about it. But right here, this conversation sets the race conversation back. You remember when I said you can't use your race card too much because it might decline? Here's the situation in which the race card declines. Because James Harden, a black man can criticize what you do on the basketball court and what you do as it relates to basketball, but not be tearing you down as a black man. It is his job as an analyst to analyze what you do. And am I okay with what D-Wade said? Absolutely. Am I also okay with what Shaq said? Yes. Just because you're being criticized, it does not mean that is a black man tearing down another black man. No, it's a black man providing analysis on what he's seeing another black man doing. And if we're going to let race get in the way of our ability to critique one another, to have honest conversations about one another, then what are we fighting a race battle for? Because that goes directly against the fight for equality. Because if we're fighting for equality, we're fighting to eradicate racism, then we can have conversations about people in our race or outside of our race, and we can critique them and criticize them. We can disagree with them. But what's happened is in the NBA culture, I talked about it last week, these players are pandered to so much, they're coddled so much that any type of criticism, they take it as a personal character. Oh, wow, I just lost my words. They take it as a knock on their character. No, it's not personal, baby. It's business. We're just talking. We're talking about what you're doing as a businessman, not who you are as a man, not what you are to the people in your life. So let's take race out of this. Let's not use the race card when a man is doing his job and he's not being personal. He's talking about you as a professional. Because we don't want that race card to decline, because when we need our race card to call out racism, we need to be able to swipe it and we need funds to be there.